Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The drama that has engulfed the Sister Wives universe in 2025 has reached a fever pitch, and this time the cameras caught every jaw-dropping second as Robyn Brown completely snapped after Kody Brown took the unimaginable step of having his alleged fifth wife arrested right in the middle of a televised courtroom showdown. An explosive moment that has left fans reeling and questioning whether the TLC star has finally gone too far in his desperate attempts to regain control of a crumbling family empire. Because the footage that aired on live court TV did not just capture legal proceedings, but exposed the raw, unfiltered chaos of a man who once sold the dream of plural marriage as spiritual destiny, but now seems more like a reality TV tyrant staging his own downfall in front of millions, and the images of Robyn losing control, screaming, sobbing, and clashing with Kody in ways never seen before, cemented a chilling realization that the Browns are no longer functioning as a family, but as a fractured dynasty built on betrayal, ego, and the endless hunger for headlines, with this latest scandal centering around a woman who insiders claim was introduced quietly as Kody's secret fifth wife months ago, someone who was supposed to remain in the shadows, but who suddenly found herself handcuffed and hauled away as Kody sat stone-faced at the plaintiff's table, presenting himself not as a husband but as an accuser determined to destroy her in front of the world, while Robyn's fury erupted like a storm because for the first time in years she was not the centerpiece of Kody's devotion but instead the humiliated spouse forced to watch her husband discard yet another woman under the cruel glare of national television. And as commentators replayed the footage across networks, viewers could see the moment Robyn lunged forward, shouting, "You can't do this, Kody. Not again. Not like this." While officers restrained the alleged fifth wife and Kody refused to meet Robyn's eyes, his jaw clenched and his posture stiff as if daring anyone to question his authority, a performance that fans described as chillingly cold and reminiscent of his most tyrannical outbursts on Sister Wives, but magnified tenfold by the legal setting, where every gesture and every word would be scrutinized in the court of law and public opinion alike. And if the cameras told one story, it was this. Robyn, who once portrayed herself as the peacemaker, has now been pushed past her breaking point, screaming at the bailiffs, slamming her fists against the wooden bench, and finally collapsing in tears as her carefully curated image shattered under the pressure of a man who has made her both his queen and his prisoner, leaving fans to wonder whether this public betrayal marks the beginning of the end for her reign as Kody's favorite wife. Because while Robyn once held all the power in the Brown family dynamic, her meltdown revealed something haunting. She no longer trusts Kody. She no longer believes in the dream, and perhaps, for the first time, she realizes that being the chosen one comes at the cost of dignity, loyalty, and even sanity, especially when the world is watching every second on live TV. And as social media erupted with hashtags like #RobynSnaps, #FifthWife Arrested, and #Kody Court Scandal, fans began piecing together the timeline of how this mysterious fifth wife entered the picture, with whispers that Kody met her during one of his alleged new business ventures, and promised her the same spiritual covenant he once dangled before Christine, Janelle, Mary, and Robyn, only to turn on her once the relationship soured, filing claims of fraud and betrayal in a courtroom circus that seemed more about spectacle than justice. And for Robyn, watching it all unfold must have felt like a replay of history, the same cycle of charm, manipulation, and rejection that destroyed the other wives now playing out in real time. Only this time she was not immune. She was not untouchable. She was a humiliated spectator to her husband's unraveling, and insiders report that backstage after the cameras stopped rolling, Robyn allegedly screamed that she was done being the scapegoat and accused Kody of using her image as a shield while he burned every bridge around them, a confrontation that grew so heated producers had to intervene, fearing the argument would turn physical, while Kody, ever defiant, allegedly told Robyn that she should be grateful he was protecting the family's reputation by removing toxic influences, a comment that made Robyn lash out further. accusing him of hypocrisy, because how can a man who destroyed 4 marriages, fractured his children's loyalty, and now humiliated a new wife on live television claim to be protecting anything? And that raw fury is what has captivated audiences more than the arrest itself. Because for years fans accused Robyn of being complicit in Kody's downfall, silently benefiting while the other wives left. But now her silence is cracked, her tears have turned to rage, and her mask of calm has slipped to reveal a woman trapped in a nightmare of her own making, begging for respect from a man who only knows how to dominate. And as the dust settles from this televised disaster, legal experts are already speculating on the fallout, with questions about whether Kody's actions were a premeditated media stunt designed to secure a spin-off or whether he has truly lost control of his judgment. Because the optics of a man dragging yet another wife into court while his last loyal partner screams in horror do not suggest strength, but desperation. And while Kody may think he can rewrite the narrative as the persecuted patriarch, it is Robyn's snapping that will be remembered. The moment she became the tragic centerpiece of a saga that has spiraled beyond family drama into something more like a Shakespearean tragedy played out on cable television. And now the world waits, not for Kody's next move but for Robyn's, because if she truly means her backstage words, if she is indeed finished with being the scapegoat, then the ultimate twist may not be Kody's courtroom theatrics, but the final betrayal he never expected, the day Robyn walks away, leaving him alone with his empire of ashes and the haunting knowledge that the wife who once defended him until the end finally snapped and turned her back in front of the whole world. What made the entire ordeal even more surreal was how unflinching Kody appeared throughout the chaos, sitting stiff in his chair while cameras zoomed in on Robyn's breakdown, giving viewers a split-screen image of 2 polar opposites, the cold, calculated patriarch who seemed to relish in the performance of authority, and the frantic wife who realized her pedestal had just been ripped away in front of millions. And while Robyn has always been portrayed as Kody's #1 defender, this particular eruption proved that her loyalty is not limitless, because the humiliation of watching another woman, someone allegedly promised the same covenant that Robyn once believed was exclusive, being dragged off in cuffs shattered the illusion that she had secured her husband's devotion forever, and whispers from courtroom insiders suggest that even the judge appeared unsettled by the spectacle, reportedly reminding Kody that the court was not a stage, and that his case appeared riddled with contradictions. Yet Kody, always obsessed with public image, seemed less concerned about legal outcomes than about proving a point, as if exposing his alleged 5th wife as a traitor on live TV would restore his crumbling dominance, but instead it only magnified his decline, painting him as a man who has weaponized both religion and law for his own ego. And Robyn's anguished shrieks made it clear she was unwilling to continue carrying the image of the dutiful queen while her husband played king in a collapsing kingdom, because behind the tears, fans noticed anger in her voice. Anger not just at the situation but at Kody himself, and longtime Sister Wives viewers quickly took to social media to draw comparisons between Robyn's outburst and Christine's final moments on the show, noting how similar her body language was when she finally broke free, sparking speculation that Robyn may finally follow the same path. Though unlike Christine, her unraveling is far more public and messy, staged in the harsh arena of a televised courtroom rather than the quiet privacy of a family conversation. And that difference is what makes this saga even more haunting, because once again Kody has transformed intimate betrayal into national entertainment, and once again a wife is left crumbling in the spotlight. But this time it is the wife he once swore was his soulmate, the one he shielded and defended, the one who believed she was immune from the cycle of abandonment. And yet here she was, screaming, clutching her chest, and shouting accusations that hinted at long-buried resentments, yelling at Kody that he had lied about everything, and that she was never going to forgive this, words that suggest their bond may be broken beyond repair, while Kody, never one to be publicly shamed, doubled down in cold dismissal, allegedly muttering under his breath, "You knew what this was." A phrase so cryptic and cruel that fans have been dissecting it endlessly, trying to parse whether it meant she knew about his alleged secret marriages all along, or whether he was admitting that their entire relationship has been one long performance. And the shockwaves of that statement have rippled far beyond the courtroom, because once the footage hit the internet, the Sister Wives fandom exploded into factions, some siding with Robyn as the betrayed wife finally tasting her own medicine, others mocking her for years of complicity, and still others turning on Kody entirely, calling for TLC to finally sever ties with the brown patriarch who has now blurred the lines between reality TV and reckless endangerment, because having a woman arrested live on television is not just a scandal, it's a potential lawsuit waiting to happen, and legal experts are already predicting that if Kody's alleged fifth wife fights back with claims of wrongful arrest or defamation, he could be facing financial ruin, dragging Robyn into yet another nightmare of mounting debts and endless court dates. The very future she once feared when the other wives warned her about the cost of clinging to Kody, and perhaps the cruelest irony of all is that Robyn, who once believed she was saving the family legacy, now finds herself at the center of the most humiliating collapse the Brown family has ever faced, because while Christine, Janelle, and Mary walked away bruised but free, Robyn remains trapped in the sinking ship, screaming for air while Kody drills more holes in the hull. And every tear, every sob, every furious outburst she displayed in court was preserved forever on camera, archived in memes, replayed in TikToks, dissected in YouTube recaps, making her meltdown not just a personal tragedy but a cultural spectacle. And if she thought her reputation could survive this, she underestimated the ruthless machinery of reality television. Because the same fans who once called her manipulative now see her as a broken woman unraveling under the weight of the very throne she fought to sit upon. And insiders claim that after the court session ended, producers scrambled to secure exclusive interviews with Robyn, offering her the chance to tell her side, yet she allegedly refused, sobbing that she was done talking, done defending, done pretending, which only fueled rumors that she may walk away from both Kody and the show entirely, a move that would shake the Sister Wives brand to its core, because without Robyn, there is no villain left to frame Kody's downfall, only a man completely isolated, abandoned by every woman he once swore to love. And if that day comes, if Robyn truly snaps beyond the point of repair, then Kody's empire will collapse faster than anyone imagined, because while fans have tolerated his arrogance and hypocrisy, they may not stomach watching him destroy the last person who stood by him, and already petitions are circulating online demanding that TLC cancel his contract, with viewers arguing that Kody's obsession with turning real family trauma into televised entertainment has crossed a line into dangerous exploitation, a sentiment only amplified by Robyn's raw collapse, which viewers described as too real, too painful to be entertainment, suggesting that what once began as a quirky look into plural marriage has devolved into something darker, something exploitative, something that even Robyn, the last offender, can no longer justify. And in that sense, her snapping was more than just an emotional outburst. It was a symbolic breaking point for the entire franchise, a moment where the illusion of harmony and choice disintegrated into chaos and coercion, leaving behind a haunting question. If even Robyn cannot hold it together, what is left of the Brown family legacy at all?